Hi, welcome to Math in Excel. In this my very first video tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create positioning for result sheet using MS Excel. This video is as a result of a popular demand. Like I said, this is my very first video, so I choose to start with the most frequently asked question in our Facebook group called Math in Excel. I know a lot of people are anxious to know how to use Excel to create formula that will compute positioning for their result sheet, and it is my belief that this video will be your solution to that particular problem. So let's start with the objectives. Okay. At the end of watching this video tutorial, viewers should be able to identify the function used for positioning in Excel, identify concepts behind Excel positioning or ranking, and also effectively use Excel in creating positions for result sheets. Now, the positioning itself, there's a function we use to compute or to create formula that will compute positioning in Excel, and that function is called rank and is given by the following formula, which is read as equal sign rank open bracket number comma ref comma and order, then we close bracket. Now I'm going to explain what those function, what that function stand for, and the argument is. The function rank in Excel, it returns the position of a number in a list of numbers with its size relative to other values. We should also note that where we compute our rank and discover that some values there have same rank, then in that case the average rank is returned. Now, the number there you see written in red is the number whose rank you want to find. Then the ref is an array or reference to a list of numbers. When we are computing the rank, all numeric values within the reference, that's within our array, data array, will be automatically ignored during any computation, and order there can either be ascending or descending. We use 0 to represent descending order and 1 to represent ascending order. Okay, we are going to begin our demonstration with this data I pulled out from a website. This is a student result sheets. That's a broadsheet. I know some in teaching line will know what I mean. As you can see, we have the serial number, the names, the student name. Don't mind the names, I just change the names for the purpose of this video tutorial. And we have their subjects: English, maths, biology, chemistry, physics, government, RS, geography, economics, and agric. You see this number represents the student's total mark in each subject, and the total here is the summation of all of the students' scores. That's the student score in all the subjects, and the average is given by the total divided by the total number of subjects. So now what we are going to do is to see how we can use Excel to create the positions of those students, to know who scored the highest mark, who came first, and who came last in the class. So this my Excel. I'm using Microsoft Excel version 2013. Whatever I'm going to show you here works pretty well with other versions. Okay, so for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll quickly show you how we can compute our total, average, and position. Let me start with the total. I'll click on this particular cell for the first student, which is cell M2, and I will now write the following formula. I will start with an equal sign, then I will now write the function sum. This function will calculate the sum of the subject for me. So now I will take the first subject, which is English, and the cell reference there is C2. And when we look at the last subject, which is Agric, the cell reference there is L2. So my formula, I will simply write C2 to L2 and close the bracket. By the time I hit enter, it will automatically calculate the sum of values between English and Agric. Okay, so I will simply double click on the first formula to copy the formula into other cells. Okay, now average, I will still use the same range. Okay, so I will start with an equal sign and use the function called average in Excel. Open bracket. Like I said, I'm going to use the same range, which is C2 to L2. I'll close the bracket and hit enter on my keyboard. It will automatically compute the average of that particular student. So I can now use this fill handle, okay, to copy the formula into other corresponding cells by just double clicking on the fill handle. When I double click on it, as you can see, the formula is copied. Okay, so now the position, this is where we are much more interested in. So I'm going to zoom that particular cell so that you will be able to see what I'll be doing clearly. Okay, so I'll start with an equal sign. Okay, and I will now use the function rank. Open my bracket. Now I will impute the number whose rank I want to find. So let's assume we are going to make use of average. Okay, I will click on the first number there, which means I want to find that particular the rank of that particular number. I will use comma and choose the series, that's the data series or reference or array, as you may call it. Okay, so the array, that's the reference of my data series, is from N2 to N27. So I'm going to use N2 to N27. Okay, so I will now use bracket, comma again, to choose my order, either ascending or descending. So I will choose a descending order and close the bracket. By the time I hit enter, it will return the position or the rank of that particular student in that class. That student 001 is the 21st position in that class. Okay, so now the question is, how do I get the remaining how do I get the result or the rank of the remaining students? It's pretty easy. I don't need to create formula or write formula for individual student. All I need to do is to copy this formula using the fill handle to other cells. Okay, and you remember we can simply double click to copy the formula, but there's a problem here. Let me just show you what I mean. If I double click, you will see it will quite alright return the position, yes, the rank, but the problem is the formula will not be absolute. That's our range. The array in our formula will not be absolute, it will be relative. Thus, by the time we move to the second student, as you can see from the formula here, our formula bar, as you can see, the range have changed. Instead of N2, it now drops to N3. So in that case, before we copy our formula, we have to make the range here or array here an absolute, so that as we are moving, as we are moving from one student to another, it will not affect the data array. So to do that, I'll click on the first student, then come back to my formula bar, and you remember from N22 to N27 is where we have our cell data range. So all I'm going to do now is to make them absolute, and to do that I will click in between the ends there and use $sign. Okay, so I will use $sign here, and I will use $sign here. So by the time I hit enter, the first position still remains at 21, and I will now use my fill handle, double click to get the actual position. So as you can see, the data array remain absolute irrespective of the student rank. So that way we have completely solved that problem. And as you can see, the first position in that class is student 004, and we have who is second. Do we have second position? Yes, the second position wow, what a coincidence, is student 002. So this is how you can actually write formula to compute position in Microsoft Excel. Remember, I told you I'm using the 2013 version, but it works pretty well in other versions, especially the previous version. In feature version, the rank may be written as rank.aq, or AVG, that's average, but it doesn't really matter. It works pretty well with 2013 and previous version. So that's how you can actually create position using Microsoft Excel. So thank you so much for watching. Please send your observation, comment, and constructive criticism to the following email, and don't forget to like this video and share it. And also we urge you to join our group in Facebook. The group name is Smart in Excel. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.